So I will visualize it like I am standing here, and so this part will be right part, this part will be left part, and this will be again right and then left. So this is right atrium, and this is left atrium. Okay, now
sir.
hope that is clear. Okay, who will tell me where is the aortic valve? Yes, is C? Is it C? Is it D?
This one.
Sundus, you tell me.
Uh,
Sundus, where is aortic valve?
that like with the left atrium, left ventricle, sorry, with the connective.
No, out of C, D, E, which one is the aortic valve here?
Sorry, C.
C, that is C. Okay. Who will tell me where is the tricuspid valve? Vaika, you haven't answered it in a while. So you tell me, where is the
Which one,
tricuspid
sir?
valve? Tricuspid valve. Tricuspid.
Sir, F.
That is F.
Like,
The
sir, connect to the right atrium. I mean, right ventricle.
No, is it J? Is
Can
it
I?
L? Is it K? Yeah, Chakrika.
Sir, it's K, right?
It's K actually. This is the tricuspid valve.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. No issues. Sundus, tell me where is aorta? Yes, where is aorta? G. That is aorta. Very good. Also, to tell me, like, there's a separation. The chambers are separated by a tissue here. What do we used to call that tissue? The chambers, the left and the right chambers of the human heart are separated from each other by a tissue. What do we call that tissue as? Did I not told you about septum? Yeah. Septum separates the left and the right portion of the human heart.
I
See,
thought that was in the excretory system.
no. We are not right now. We are not discussing that. Here you get to see this tissue that is basically between the right and the left chambers of the heart. This is called a septum. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
septum actually stops the mixing of the bloods of the two chambers from each other. Okay, so hope that is clear to everyone. Also, do tell me, like, where is the pulmonary vein? Where is pulmonary vein? Or yeah, out of C, D, E, and F.
Right?
Yeah,
Sir, pulmonary vein. E.
that is E. And pulmonary artery is where, Chakrika?
Sir, it's F.
That is F. Okay, and where are the vena cava, Sundus? Superior vena cava, H and this over here.
I.
I. Okay, so hope that is clear. Okay, also do tell me, like, where are the ventricles present? Where the ventricles were present?
The lower chamber.
In the lower chamber. Okay. What about arterioles? Where are they found?
What, sir?
Arterioles?
So, like in the beginning of arteries, like the
Arterioles.
roots of arteries, the roots of arteries.
Roots of arteries. Basically, these are
Like,
very fine and narrow arteries, right?
yes.
Like that. See this image, that will clarify it. Venules and arterioles. We did discuss about that, right? So arteries branches out into arterioles now. Okay. And these are later on connected to the tissue cells, right? And here the exchange of materials takes place in the capillary. So the waste now will go into this venules, right now. So these venules are basically carrying the waste materials taken from the tissue to the vein here. So you can also see here, as Chakrika was saying, a term like branching. So artery basically branches into arterioles, while the venules joins together to form vein. So hope that is clear to everyone here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Moving back to the exercise we were doing. By the way, who will tell me the name of the person who is credited for the discovery of EBO blood type?
Carl, I forgot his last name, sir. Like his first name is like Carl
First name is correct. Anyone else?
Landsteiner.
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 Carl Landsteiner. Right? Okay, okay. Next question. Where is hemoglobin present? The answer for this one is arteries. Your hemoglobin is present where?
Sir,
Okay, I will be assigning names. I forgot.
okay.
Why, guy? You tell me this. Then let's say now I will be
Okay, sir.
assigning Sundus, then Chakrika, again Vaiga, Sundus, like that.
Okay, so for the second one, the answer is red blood.
Red blood cells. Good. Yeah. Next. Mm-hmm. Sundus, arteries and veins are joined by a network of
Capillaries.
capillaries. Very good. Chakrika, the rhythmic expansion and contraction of the heart is called?
Sir, I'm not really sure, but I think it starts with like something like cardiac. I'm like really not sure for the.
It's simply
Can I
heartbeat.
say?
No. It is simply what? Yeah, you can say.
I was gonna say heartbeat, sir, what you said.
Okay, okay.
So, but
Next question.
nothing, sir, nothing.
No, complete your question. Complete your question.
No,
If you
sir,
have a
I thought
doubt,
it was
complete.
like I thought it was like something related scientific. So yeah.
No, it's just a simple thing. Like if you were to look at the human heart now, if you were to look at the heart being transplanted from one person to another, so thereby when a heart is it's kept in a glass chamber, so there you might have seen that it basically expands and contracts in a rhythmic manner. You might have seen, or I'm not sure,
Yes,
you might
sir.
have seen it actually, like when a heart is being transplanted to a person, so it is first stored in a glass chamber. It's not just a simple glass chamber. Okay, the continuously blood is supplied into that heart so that it stays alive. So thereby there's a rhythmic contraction and expansion. Anyways,
Okay, sir.
next question. Vaiga.
So, like the main excretory product in human beings is urea.
Urea. Good. Next.
Sir, it's salts.
That is salt. Yeah. Next.
Sir, kidneys eliminate the waste materials in the liquid form called urea. I mean, urine.
Urine. Yeah. Okay. Last question. Vaiga.
Water reaches great heights in the trees because of the suction pull caused by transpiration.
Transpiration. That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 3. In plants, water is transported through. Let me assign here as well. So first one, Vaiga, then Sundus, Chakrika, then again Vaiga, Sundus, and then Chakrika. Okay, start answering. Yes,
Sir,
Vaiga.
which one?
Question number 3.
Oh, okay, sir. Xylem.
Exactly. Next, Sundus.
Sir, it's under the fan.
Under the fan, right? Because when the plant will be kept under the fan, the rate of evaporation will increase. Okay. It's actually Chakrika here. Question number 4, Chakrika.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's necessary for like the transportation of materials in a plant or an animal because sometimes like when we eat food, I mean, or like any waste materials in our body, like they need to be excreted from us. If they are in us, it's like not really good for our health. Also, like that, there are many other materials which are not really good for our body if they are in us for a longer period of time. And also, if the materials are not transported properly, then we might have health issues. Like, for suppose if our blood, like any, if there's an issue in the transportation of our blood, etc., like that.
Okay. Look here, you missed one thing in your explanation. Like when we say about transport of materials, whether in the case of plants or whether in the animals, transport of materials basically refers to both the nutrients and the waste material as well. Okay, now. So we have to consider nutrients also. Supply of nutrients, supply of when we also material here also is referred to the oxygen and the carbon dioxide gas as well. Right now.
Yeah.
So we basically get to see that transport of materials is necessary in both the plants and the animals, because every cells needs a regular supply of whether it be nutrients or whether it be oxygen, because there's a continuous respiration taking place. Respiration is a 24-hour process, right? Respiration is continuously
Yes.
going inside the body of whether it's a plant or animals, and it's a 24-hour process. Photosynthesis is during the daytime only, but respiration is a 24-hour process. And in the respiration, you guys know that basically oxidation of food takes place right now. So
Yes, sir.
thereby the food is broken down in the presence of oxygen, and the food is basically the nutrient that is being taken. Getting it or not? Yeah, Tehseen, how are you?
Yes, sir, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm also good. Right now we are doing the last questions of the chapter, transportation in plants and animals. Okay, so continue from here. So again, you get to see that the waste materials are also formed in the process of respiration right now. So the cells also are producing waste materials, and that needs to be constantly removed from the body, right? So the waste materials produced are namely carbon dioxide in both plants and animals, and then that is the common thing in both of them. And then in the case of different animals, the waste material secretes different. In some of the animals, ammonia is secreted. In some, it is uric acid. In some, it is urine simply. It is urea basically. Getting it now? So if it were to accumulate in the body, it will develop into toxic substances. It might also develop into stones. So thereby, it has to be continuously removed as well. So that is the thing. Next question. Yeah, question number
Okay,
5.
sir.
Yeah, sir. If there are no platelets in the blood, then the blood would not clot, which will lead to excessive loss of blood, and it can cause death also. Like,
Hmm.
even though if it's a small injury.
Okay, so if there are no platelets, then blood will not be clotting.
Yes, sir.
That is correct. Okay, Tehsin, you tell me, like, which vitamin helps in blood clotting? Which vitamin helps in blood clotting?
Which vitamin?
Yeah,
Sir, in blood clotting?
yeah, in blood clotting.
Sir, sir, I
Anyone
forgot.
has? Okay, no issue.
Yes,
Sir, I do.
Anyone
So
who
can
has any idea? Yeah,
vitamin D.
Okay.
vitamin K. You are going to answer the same.
Yes, sir.
So vitamin K, right now. So that helps in blood clotting. So that is should also be remembered. Okay, question number 6. Tehsin, how about you answer this? Is it okay if I give this question to Tehsin? Yeah.
Yes, no problem.
Question number 6. Water stomata give two functions of stomata.
Sir, tiny pores present on present on the leaves that help release. No, taking carbon dioxide and release oxygen is stomata.
Stomata, basically, these are the pores found on the surfaces of the leaves, right? and they helps in the exchange of the gases, namely the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. Right.
Yeah.
Also,
So one of their function is they help in exchanging gases, and they what is the other function?
transpiration.
Yeah, sir. They help in transpiration of plants.
Exactly. Right. Okay. Next question. Chakrika, question number 7. What are the components? Does transpiration serve any useful function in the plants?
Yes, sir. It does. Sir, it maintains the osmosis, and then it also keeps the plant. I mean, the plant. It also keeps the cells of the plants like strong. In the
Okay.
sense, like rigid.
No, when you talk about the rigidity of the rigidity of the cells now, the rigidity of the cells of the plant, it is due to the cell wall. Also, it helps to keep the plant cell. Okay, first complete this, then I will be adding. If there's any need of any points, I will be adding it. First, you complete this.
Okay, sir. Sir, it also helps like in the conduction of water, minerals.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's all I remember.
Okay. Look here. Transpiration, as you all know, it is the loss of the water vapor from the stomatal pool, right? So the question is that does transpiration serve any useful function in plants? Explain it. So basically, first thing we get to see that transpiration is basically loss of water
Sir?
vapor from the surfaces of the leaves. Yeah, Chakrika.
So can I add one more?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, because I think I mentioned it so many times.
Mhm.
Like due to the elimination of water, like it keeps the amount of water in like balance rate. If we overwater the plant,
That point
it
can also
keeps
be
the
added.
balance rate,
Exactly.
like
If
the water amount of water in balance.
exactly. Okay, now. But that thing also varies from plants to plant, right? Some of the plants have got smaller roots, some of the plants have got deeper roots. So the plants whose roots are more branch and more deeper, so thereby they will be absorbing sufficient amount of water, while the fibrous roots will not be absorbing that much amount of water right now. So there will be that thing has also should also be considered here. Anyways, so I was saying that transpiration, first of all, like as in the case of humans, sweating helps to regulate the body temperature. It maintains the body temperature, right? They're seen Viger, Sundus, and Chakrika.
Yes, sir.
Same in the case of the
Yes.
plants also, it helps to maintain the body temperature of the plant. Because under very high temperature, the plant will also not be functioning properly. Right? And the rate of photosynthesis, the rate of respiration will be disrupted due to the high temperature. So first function is that. Second point you also mentioned, it helps in the
It's
absorption of water.
the uh, it helps in like to remove the access to water.
Exactly, it helps to remove the excess water as well. So excess water is removed, and it is basically creating a pull. As you guys have mentioned, it creates a suction pull. Due to this, water is being pulled into the shoot system, right? So it creates a suction pull. Okay. So these were
Sir,
some of
also
the
osmosis, right?
osmosis. Osmosis is basically happening where? It is happening in the soil now.
Like,
Mhm.
okay, sir.
Indirectly, we can say that it is triggering the process of osmosis, right?
Okay, sir.
There was one more question in this. Question number 8 was also there. Question was, what are the components of the blood? Now, what are the components of the blood?
So we
Anyone
should
can answer
answer it.
this.
Sir, function.
Okay,
Red
Tessin, go
blood
on.
Sir, it helps in elimination of. Sir, it helps in the elimination of waste products.
The
Sir,
question was basically now components of blood are what?
oh, sir, like what it consists of?
That is the question.
Okay. Sir, it consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and and all that floats on a liquid matrix called plasma.
Plasma, very good. Okay.
And the red color
Mhm.
pigment in the blood comes from the red blood cells, and in that red blood cells there's a pigment called hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin, very good. So Sundus, you tell me, what is the lifespan of red blood cells? Lifespan of red blood cells in the human body.
I forgot. I
Okay,
think
anyone
it's
else?
about 120.
Sir, I'll say.
Sir, 120 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sundus, Tahseen, Vaika, that is somewhere between 115 to 120 days. That is the span. What about the white blood cells, guys?
13 to 20.
20?
13 to 20. Yeah, that is somewhere between 13 to 20 days. Okay. Who will tell me what was the normal count of platelets in the human body? What is the
Sir,
normal count? Normal range of platelet in human body. What is the normal count of platelet? How much of platelet in the blood is considered normal
sir,
and good
150,000 to 400,000 of platelets per microliter of blood.
per microdeciliter? Okay, now. So 1.5 lakh to 4.5 lakh of platelets per microdeciliter of blood. Okay. Okay, so from the chapter, if you guys have any questions apart from the answer exercise, please do let me know. Otherwise, we'll be beginning with the new chapter. Yeah, do let me know if there's any question you guys would like to ask from this chapter. Vaiga, everything clear? Sundus,
Yes, sir.
Tahseen and Chakrika,
Yes, sir.
everything clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So before I move on to the new chapter, there are a few chapters left to be discussed. Okay. For example,
Yes, sir.
we have the chapter Forest Our Lifeline that is left.
Electric currents and
So what
exercise.
chapter are we going to learn? I have joined a little late.
First, let's not have a discussion. Let's everyone have a discussion like which chapter we should be beginning next, right?
Okay, sir.
Like we have left with the chapter Forest Our Lifeline, and then guys, there was one more
Electric current.
chapter. Mhm.
Sir, we didn't start wastewater story, electric current and its effects.
Sir,
Hmm.
I am also learning electric and its effects.
You're
Same.
also learning that same chapter.
Yeah, in school right
Yes,
now.
sir.
Okay, okay. So how about everyone? Everyone agrees on this chapter? Should we move on with this
Yes,
chapter,
sir.
electric current and its effect?
Like for me, that chapter is completed, but I can revise it.
Okay. Sundus?
Sir, I'm learning it right now in school. I can do it.
Okay, good. And what about Chakrika? Yeah, Chakrika.
Sir, it's done for me, but we can revise it.
Okay. We can revise it also.
Yes,
Like
sir.
in the batch, we haven't done that chapter. Okay, now like in
No,
the
sir.
batch, we will be doing all the chapters.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now. Okay, so I will be back in just a minute. Let me have some water, then we will be continuing from here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm back. So electric current and its effects. That is the chapter we are going to begin today. So
Yes, sir.
in the chapter now, what are the things we are going to study? electric current and its effect. It means that when there will be flow of electricity from a conductor, it will create some effect. All right, now it will create some effect. It might either increase the heat of the given substance, of the given medium in which electricity is flowing. It might, due to the heat, the given substance might catch fire. Okay. Or due to the flow of electricity, a magnetic field can also be created. See, several things might happen when there is a flow of electric current from a given wire. First of all, if too much of electric current flows, thereby heat develops. So there is heating effect of electric current. Also, if a high magnitude of electric current is flowing in a wire, it will develop a magnetic field around it. So thereby very fine iron particles will be attracted to that iron wire, to that wire. So magnetic field might also be generated. How do I check that? If I were to bring a compass near a current carrying wire that is carrying a good amount of current in it, so the needle of the magnetic compass will be deflected due to the magnetic field. You guys know about the magnetic compass that were used by the sailors in order to navigate in the oceans. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that basically works on the on what principle? The needle found in the compass. You know, the compass have a magnetic compass like this, and in that a freely needle is suspended like this, and that needle is basically a piece of magnet. Should you guys tell me how many of you actually know that our Earth also behaves like a giant piece of bar magnet? Did you guys knew this thing?
Yes.
Sir,
What's it?
I studied it last term, so yeah, I do.
You do know?
No,
Good.
I never
I'm
did.
okay. Okay. Look here. Our Earth. Okay. It also behaves like a giant piece of bar magnet. Magnets come in different shapes and sizes.
Oh, yeah, sir.
Yeah, you have like the bar magnet, like having a rectangular shape, basically the cuboidal shape. And then you have the ring shaped magnet, you have the oval shaped magnet, you have the horseshoe shaped magnet. So same, talking about our own Earth, you have this geographic North Pole, you have the geographic South Pole of the Earth. North Pole and the South Pole. And then a magnet also has got two opposite ends that are called as poles of the magnet, namely the north and the south poles. Everyone knows this thing, right?
Yes, sir. We
Yes, sir.
learned this last year.
Exactly. Good. So thereby this is the north pole and that is the south pole of the Earth's bar magnet. And you can notice that the north and south pole of the Earth's magnet is opposite to the geographic north and south pole. Right now. So this is north, this is south. All right now. Now
Yes,
come back
sir.
to this magnetic compass here. Since this topic popped up here, that's why I'm discussing this. So this is the north pole of the needle and this is the south pole of the needle here. This needle found in the magnetic compass is also behaving like a magnet since it is already a magnet. So whenever you will be having a freely suspended magnet, now say I am having a magnet in my hand, let's say, it will also be having a north pole and the south pole. You guys are well aware that the unlike poles of the magnet attracts each other. Like the north pole of of a magnet will be attracted to the south pole of another magnet. Yeah, you guys know that.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Just a
sir.
fundamental thing. So what if I were to say, I have a compass over here. This is a magnetic compass. This is the north pole, this is the south pole. As I were, let's say, when I am holding a piece of magnetic compass on here on Earth, let's say I have a magnetic compass in my hand. So thereby what I will notice now? I will notice that the north pole of the north pole of the magnetic needle over here will be getting attracted towards the south pole, and the south pole will be getting attracted towards the north pole of the earth. So earlier it was like this. Okay, now suppose I am holding this magnetic compass, let's say on moon. Okay, but now when I am holding it on earth, so thereby the needle will align itself like this. Are you guys able to grasp this thing?
Yes, sir. I have a compass.
You have it. Oh, that's great.
Yes, sir.
Same here also, since a wire carrying current will generate some magnetic field. So thereby also, when I will be placing a magnetic compass near to it, it will be getting deflected. Getting it or not? So that is one of the another change created by the electric current. So heat is there, then magnetic field is also there. Magnetic field. Also, let's say I have a piece of potato here. Okay. Say I have a piece of potato, I have cut it like this here, and say I have got a cell here, and I connect the wires of the cell into this, like this. These are the wires I have connected this into a piece of potato. So thereby I will get to see that here the color of the potato starts to change to some greenish color. So thereby when a current will be flowing, it might lead to change in color as well. Yes. So it
Yes,
might
sir.
lead to change in color as well. So this in just brief, I have told you like what are the things, what changes are created due to the flow of electric current. Okay, so we will be starting this chapter, but before we talk about electric currents, there are few basic things I need you guys to know about. Like in your earlier classes, I don't know whether you guys have understood about, like in class 6 it is taught electric current and its circuit. Electric current and circuit is a chapter in class 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if so in that
Yes, sir.
class, if you studied about charges, you might have studied about electrostatic force.
Uh,
Electrostatic force.
Sir, I think that
no, but
was
I've
cancelled
studied.
for us.
Yeah.
I think that was cancelled for us last year.
Okay, no issue. Here you will
For
be
us, for me,
studying
I
that.
learned this in like
Mhm.
elements and compounds
I don't remember,
Okay.
sir.
of like the molecules and stuff. So
Okay, no issue. So say that now, just like if I were to have a comb, and if I were to rub it on my hair, and I have few pieces of paper, thereby the pieces of paper will be sticking to the comb. Yes. Say I have a comb like here. So this is a comb. Not exactly looks like a comb, but just understand. This is a comb here, and I rub it on here. Rub it on my hair, and I were to have few pieces of paper. So thereby, when I bring this comb near to the pieces of paper, the papers are
Yeah,
attracted towards it. Yeah.
I remember, so like my classmates all do it with the
Mhm.
scales when we have like oily
Mhm.
hair. We laugh like hell. What the hell is
Uh-huh.
happening?
Exactly. You can do it with a scale also, right now. So why is it so? Why it is getting attracted towards each other? Because the thing is that they develop opposite charges on them. They develop opposite charges on them. Opposite charges are developed on them. Now, what are charges here? First of all, we must know like what do we mean when we say charges. So for in order to understand that thing, first we need to know about atoms. I hope you all have heard of the uh, term atom,
Yes,
the
sir.
fundamental particle of any substance,
Yes,
the
sir.
yes,
smallest particle, right? So say you have an atom. An atom also has got some subatomic
charges.
particles.
I mean, like yeah,
Hmm. So atom, you say this is the nucleus of the atom, and this is the orbit of the atom. Just like you have the sun, and around the sun, the planets are revolving. So just understand it like this. This is the nucleus. This is the nucleus of the atom, basically the center point of an atom, and this is the orbit. If there is
Yes.
orbit, there must be something revolving around the nucleus now. So that
Electrons.
something is exactly
Electrons.
electrons. So those are basically electrons that are orbiting around the nucleus. So if I've written nucleus, there must be something inside it. So thereby you have got proton
Protons and neutrons.
and neutrons. So when I will be studying an atom under an electron microscope, na, so thereby I will find that it consists of electrons, protons, and neutrons in it. And electrons continuously revolves around the nucleus. Everyone getting this thing or not?
Yes, sir, got it.
So there are subatomic particles inside. Subatomic particle means inside the particles that are inside the atom. Subatomic particles inside the atoms. Now talking about what are they? They are basically proton. Second, they are it is neutron, and the third one everyone knows it is electron. No. See, at any given point of see look here. When I haven't rubbed this paper with this comb now, so thereby when I haven't rubbed this pieces of paper with the comb, I mean to say when I didn't rub the comb onto my hair, so at that time what would have happened now? The atoms that are present in the comb now, they are actually having no charges on them. Back again to the concept like water charges. So I'm telling you that at any given point of time, normally in an atom, the number of protons are equal to the number of electrons. What I said?
Sir,
Number of
isn't
proton?
electron, I mean, proton? I mean, like
It is
neutron.
proton. Proton. It is proton. Number of proton is equal to the electron. Okay, and neutron, proton are also having positive charges on them. Electron are having negative charges on them.
Negative charges.
And neutron has got zero charges
Zero.
over it. Okay. So naturally, an atom is neutral because the number of proton is equal to the number of electron in it. Okay, now. So talking about helium. Helium is an element. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Helium is an element. Everyone knows this. So helium has got 2 protons and helium has got 2 electrons in it, let's say. So the number is equal. The number is equal here, right? So thereby it is having no charges on it. If the numbers of proton and electrons are equal, thereby it is having no charges on it. Everyone understand this thing that if in a atom number of proton or a number of electron both are equal in number, so they are said to be neutral.
Yes, sir.
Vaiga, Sundus, Tehseen, Chakrika, everyone getting this?
Got it, sir.
Yes, sir, got it.
Not due to some
Yeah.
external disturbances. Due to some external disturbances, what if the number of proton and electrons are changed? Let's say, let's take example. Let's say you have an atom, and right now, let's say it is having 10 electrons in it, and there are 10 protons in it. Okay, so let's say due to some external disturbances, what happened? It gained an electron. It gained an electron. It gained an electron. So now how many electrons are there? There are 11 electrons, while there are 10 protons, right? So I get to see that 11 electrons minus 10 protons, the resultant is 1 extra electron. Everyone getting this? or not?
Yes, sir.
So you wrote.
Yes.
Can you just explain this once more time, sir?
Yeah, sure. See that, for example, I have any XYZ element, atom. So this is having 10 electrons and 10 protons. What happens if it gains an electron? So thereby now it is 11 electrons. So there is one extra electron now. 11 minus 10, that gives you one extra electron, right now.
Yes.
So now the neutrality of the atom is changed. So now it is having an extra electron. So once an atom is having if the number of electrons and proton changes, so thereby now it is called as charged particle. It is said as a charged particle.
Yes, sir.
So,
Everyone
sir,
got
if
this
like they
concept or not?
had
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
10 proton, so it will be like no charge.
Again, repeat that, Sundus.
I said if there was like 10 electron and 10 proton,
Hmm.
like so it will be same, like there will be no charge.
Exactly. At that time, it will be having no charge. We say that it is electrically neutral. Okay, now. Now, take another example. Let's say you have another example where the electron will be lost. Let's say one electron is lost, right? So earlier I am saying that there were 10 electrons and 10 protons in it. Now there is 9 electron and then 10 proton. So here which is extra? One proton is extra now. One proton is extra because one electron is now lost here. Yes.
Sir, so it will still charge, right?
Again, it will be a
Because
charged particle. Continue.
I think so, never mind.
No, Sundus, continue it. You were saying something.
Nothing, sir.
Okay. So then again, it becomes a charged particle. And then we get to see that electrons electrons are negatively charged particles, right? They are having negative charges on them. Okay. While protons are having positive charges on them. All right, now. So here what happens, they were 10 negative charges, 10 positive charges. It was neutral. And now there is 11 negative charges and 10 positive charges. Let me write the signs in order. It is having positive, this is negative charges. Negative, negative.
So
So now there is a
proton
one
is
extra
positive,
electron.
right?
Proton is okay. Proton is positive, yeah. So there is a one extra electron. It means there is one extra negative charge. There is one extra negative charge. So now this charged particle is negatively charged. It is having negative charge over it. Is everyone getting this thing or not? Yes. Sundus,
Yes.
Vaika, Chikrika, getting it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
And what about this here? Now one electron is lost. So the net difference results into one extra proton. 10 minus 9, that gives you one extra proton, right? So, and proton is positively charged. So thereby there is one extra positive charge here. So thereby the charge of the particle will be, the particle is positively charged. The positive charge is there. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Everyone got this now? So this is basically what is happening here. One of the body gains a positive charge, one of the body develops negative charge over it. Getting it now? So that was the concept of electrostatic force. So it is an attractive force acting between two charged particles, right? Is that clear to everyone? Okay. And
Yes.
interesting thing about electrostatic force now, a charged particle might also attract an uncharged particle. If this paper, like the paper, I haven't rubbed the paper onto any surface. I haven't rubbed the paper onto any surface. I just rubbed the comb. So thereby comb had developed some charges while paper was basically neutral here, let's say. Okay, or any given substance, if it is even neutral, meaning having no charges, even in that case also, the objects will be getting attracted towards each other. So that is the electrostatic force. The force
Yes,
that is acting.
sometimes if I take a balloon and if I like
Mhm,
rub it little bit on my hair, then my hair
mhm.
will start going up. It will float up. That's the
Exactly.
static.
That is again due to the electrostatic force there, right now.
Yes, sir.
Now, understanding this term, electro basically means referred to electricity or basically to charge. Static means something that is in rest. Yeah, something that is in rest. Static something that is in rest. Electro is basically
So
referred
can
to
you
charge. Yeah, I say that electrostatic, when I understand this thing, in this static basically means something that is at rest. Static means something that is at rest. Electro here is being referred to charge. Okay. So basically, I get to see that the two substances, the two atoms that have developed charges over it, so it remains static. I mean to see that it has gained an extra electron. So electron stays in there. It is not now moving on to one place to another. Same thing here. Same thing happens here also. The charge remains on it. It is not moving somewhere. So hence it is called as electrostatic force. The force that is generated due to the charges that are in rest position. Are you guys getting this thing or not? Please do let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vaiga, Sandosh, Chakrika.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
when we talk about the current electricity, now when we talk about electric current, just like we have studied about convection currents, everyone remember that convection current, which we talked about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was flow of particles of the fluid. Convection current develops both in liquid as well as in the gaseous medium, right? So where the particles were actually moving. Same in the case of charges, if the charges were to be actually moving, so thereby it is called as electric current. Getting it or not? Getting this thing, how we are relating the concepts.
Yes, sir.
And again, you guys know that in an atom, I get to see that basically protons and neutrons are fixed into the center. They can't move. They are fixed into the center of the atom. They can't move. But electrons can move now. Electrons can move. So in an electric current, the electrons are moving. It is due to the flow of electrons, electric current is generated. Yeah, hope you guys are able to grasp this. Yeah, everyone getting this? That in a
yes, sir.
wire, I get to see that there is flow of electrons. I'm denoting it by the minus sign because electrons are having negative charges over them.
Yes, sir.
So that is the electric current. Okay.
Okay, sir.
An electric current is basically a kind of what? It is a source of energy, right now. And it is the most convenient source of energy we have. All right now. And we get to see that electricity has got a very major role to play in our lives as it is being used in a variety of electrical appliances like ranging from an electric bulb to televisions to the refrigerators to washing machines to computers, etc., right? And the thing is that we
Yes, sir.
can't think of our life without electricity now, right? So electricity has applications almost everywhere. We are able to interact, we are able to have this class because of electricity. Getting it now? And the sources of electricity varies. right? Sources of electricity will vary from a cell to the power stations from where electricity is coming to our houses, right? Okay. So we in the chapter we will be talking about electric circuits. I hope you guys have studied that in the previous class also. We'll be talking about circuit diagrams. What is the difference between the cell and the battery? Okay, okay now. What are the terminals of the cell? And later on, then we will be talking about the effects generated due to current, namely the heating effect is generated right now. And why is it that heating effect is generated due to the electric current? See that if, for example, let's say in the room heater, that we use in the winter season, thereby you get to see that I won't be using the copper wire in order to in the room heater we don't use the copper wire now. Use a special type of element. Why is it so
So
that copper wires will not be used in the room heater?
because they'll be melted. Like,
It will be melted. Very good. It will be melted because it is having a low point, a low boiling point, low melting point. Okay. Another aspect here is that you know that why we have classified certain substances as conductors and certain substances as insulators. Insulators that are the poor conductors. Because
yes,
you know that when the current flows in the copper wire now or in the aluminum wire now, okay. By the way, silver is the best conductor of electricity, but it is expensive, thereby we don't use it. So when the current flows in the copper wire and the aluminum wire, these wire does not resist the flow of current in the wire. It does not resist the flow of current in the wire. But if at the same time, if I were to using iron, okay, or let's say any other material, for example, not iron,
the
let's
metal
say you have
wire?
wood. Your Chakrika?
Nothing, sir. You were talking about insulators, right?
We are talking about insulator and conductor, right?
Okay.
So why we won't be using wood? Because wood offers a high amount of resistance to the flow of electric current. So that's why it is considered as that. Okay. Now I get to see that when there will be resistance in the flow of electricity, now it will generate heat. It will generate heat. More the resistance in the flow of the heat, more the resistance is in the flow of heat, flow of current, more will be the heat generated. Are you guys getting this thing or not?
Yes, sir.
That's why you get to see that if electrical wires comes in contact with a piece of plastic, okay, thereby the plastic starts to melt because plastic is actually resisting the flow of electric current. It is offering a very high amount of resistance to the flow of electric current. So thereby more heat is generated while the current was still flowing in the copper wire. That much amount of heat was not being generated because it was a conductor of electric current. As soon as the copper wire came into contact with a piece of plastic, the plastic started to catch fire after a while because it offered a great amount of resistance and heat was generated. Hope you guys are able to grasp this. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
that
Yes.
was basically a general discussion in the chapter.